nuclear,
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 Impulsive romantic entanglements can be highly combustible, bordering on the, nuclear.
Yeah.
And I'd say this seems to be a,
It's a nuclear battery. A nuclear battery. A nuclear battery.
from the Ark.
And what makes you think it's intact?
It was designed to withstand nuclear warfare. Nuclear warfare. Nuclear warfare.
We actually have a nuclear bomb for just such an occasion. Bought it off the Russians.
It's been 97 years since a nuclear apocalypse killed everyone on Earth.
I wonder what this guy's afraid of. Nuclear war, plague, alien invasion. Need that go on?
We need to carpet bomb. Blitzkrieg. We need the nuclear option.
At some point, you're going to say we need to irradiate, right?
See?
How much firepower? Just shy of nuclear.
He could go nuclear.
You mean like a living nuclear bomb?
You know.
Unstable nuclear fission was always a danger in the transmutation process.
autumn,
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 Autumn.
It was a crisp and clear autumn morning. The old man was dressed exactly as the day before. And by the time autumn arrived, Rory had all but forgotten about the book.
Here goes.
I can't wait for autumn. They've led the most beautiful moms all around the water.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. My name's Tom.
Nice to meet you. I'm Autumn.
Not too long. Next autumn, I hope.
Why the sun rises and sets. Why spring turns to summer and then autumn.
Landing rocks were a part of Sutton's find, as were some acorn husks.
A very warm autumn.
If she turns Matthew down, we'll take her to Rome in the autumn.
It's official.
I nursed her all the way to the grave, but you people, making me homeless in the dead of autumn?
You're definitely in autumn.
I could stab you with my stiletto. Enough already.
compromise, 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 compromise,
Compromise.
How about a compromise? Compromise. Cops by day, prostitutes by night. You know, copstitutes.
What was the great compromise? Compromise. You mean besides you moving in with me?
We're just trying to come up with some kind of compromise.
We're beyond compromise.
Attempting to use a computer in this manner will compromise the integrity of the project and...
Because you're going after the guy who escaped, and I'm going after my son. Are you implying I let a desire for revenge compromise Walt's safety?
What did you do to her? Compromise the mission. The box is secure.
So, isn't there maybe some way you and Sheldon could compromise on this whole presentation thing?
No. Scientists do not compromise. Compromise. Watch Babylon 5.
In what sense is that a compromise?
Well,
I'll take my chances.
Okay, how about we compromise? Why don't you page me when you've got something?
I've got something. You see that bridging vein?
You'll have to compromise it if you're gonna pull the skull flap back.
What is so... Are you even listening to me?
Yes. I'm just trying to figure out some kind of a compromise.
You know what? There is no compromise.
Question. Is there a relay station that the signal passes through, or any place that could compromise the signal?
If he gets on that plane, he'll compromise national security.
Chemical.
chemical, chemical, chemical,
Chemical.
Chemicals, hints of bleach.
They hit me with some kind of chemical.
chemical!
It's a weaponized phosphorus. Water or foam won't extinguish it.
No, it's a chemical reaction. A chemical reaction. A chemical reaction. I mean, numbers should be...
I wanted to meet the guy who's buying my chemicals.
Chemical composition of the device?
Bomb squad's working on it all.
Stan's system was ravaged by the chemical castration drugs. Bone loss is a common side effect.
Error rates to the virus's DNA replication.
In a chemical cocktail,
Yes, but the pandemic virus is error-free.
A guy at the diner said there might have been a chemical spill. I was worried it was Dad's truck.
Doing chemical analysis on the explosives right now.
Kono, what do you got?
Inside died from exposure to a chemical weapon, nerve agent to be exact.
How can you be sure?
I shut it down myself.
Smells like chemicals.
Smell that? Same chemical.
Sense.
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 Strip mall every 100 yards here.
Sense memory. Sense memory. Sense memory.
Whenever you have fewer than 5 guys on a truck, it's common sense. It's common sense. It's common sense.
More for me. To sense memory. To sense memory. To sense memory. She knows. Women have a sense.
Jenny, that was a long time ago.
Believe me, she knows.
Perhaps some humans, rare humans, have mutated to have another sense. A spirit sense. And can perceive a world that is right on top of us. Everywhere. They cannot sense it, but with a little mutation, they do. Right?
Correct.
Well, I have the fashion sense of a gay man and the hormones of a 13-year-old boy.
And yet I sense trouble.
I don't know.
Where's your sense of adventure, of exploration, of... You can?
I have a sense about people. Can't explain how, but I could just tell. Yours? I sense it's better that way. Can you bring Snow back?
Translate.
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 Escaping. The wrath of the sky gods, Leonardo.
Translate all I say. Translate all I say. Translate all I say.
My Chinese wasn't very good, so she'd help translate. Translate. Translate.
Choke points.
All right. What are you saying? Excuse me. Can you translate? Can you translate? Can you translate? Smooth dog? Huh? Hey.
He just has to know where the second hand is when he hears the signal and translate it to the position.
Wonderful expression for moments like these as well.
Yeah.
Loosely translated, it means go fuck a yak, Dawn.
That's the moment. I finally feel home.
Because if it is, I've been jotting down these lyrics. They're in Spanish now, but I'm going to translate them.
Come here.
He knows. The official name is Chinese, I think. Lai Shi doesn't exactly translate.
Welcome to my world.
You realize I'm the only one who can translate them, and I'm not even having much luck.
And if Alex is like other men, he'll follow them wherever we take them.
And when he's able to translate the markings, I will learn how to defeat my brothers. Then this map is useless. Gold is the only one who can translate it.
Oh, don't worry, sweetheart.
I didn't even see Lord of the Rings. Never mind. Belle translated it. It tells us how to enact the spell.
Will you shut the hell up? Think this shite can't find someone to translate? This is Scotland, bloody yard. Who will translate?
Notion. Notion.
Notion.
Notion.
Notion.
Was a great idea. Relativity was a great idea. This is a notion, and a rather sucky one at that.
Love, sweets.
I'm not as innocent as you might think.
You have this bourgeois notion.
Bourgeois.
That in order for love to be real, it has to be permanent.
What a sweet, misguided notion.
But if you think about it, it's troubling to realize that the
Greeks, the Egyptians, and the Indians had notion of cells centuries before the invention of the microscope.
The notion of life to them is unimaginable.
Yes, I believe it was Hobbes. I'd have got on rather well with Hobbes.
Should we go for a drink?
Brilliant notion, Burke, and we can catch up.
Though perhaps it's for the best. The whole notion of marriage seems to confuse you. So allow me to explain.
He knew how to dress and smile, and somehow this gave him the notion he was fit to be king.
Don't be absurd. I find the notion of romantic love to be an unnecessary cultural construct that adds no value to human relationships.
This subculture takes every notion of community and turns it upside down.
Some sort of god. Then they start to worry that I'm insane. And then they take some comfort in the notion that it's just senility.
The notion of an intern handling my patients is the best way I can think of to ruin a perfectly good Mai Tai.
Then allow me to disabuse you of that notion.
Civilian.
Civilian.
Civilian. Civilian.
Civilian.
You're a civilian, all right? You're a civilian, all right? You're a civilian, all right? You stay in the stairwell. All right, well.
Gentlemen, your orders are to hold the Miracle Mile off Anchorage. Copy?
Copy that, sir. Sir, there's still a civilian vessel in the Gulf.
Gentlemen.
Personal notes. I've been on the job nearly 20 years. Never heard of the Army investigating anything civilian. Civilian. No, it's not civilian. She's one of ours.
And their lives are at stake.
What about the lives of the soldiers and the civilians involved in these conflicts? Death squads, unreported civilian casualties, countless incidents of friendly fire.
Where do I start?
Could say good job.
You think because you're better than the average riffraff that gives you the right to do things your own way? To tote that little civilian bastard into an active crime scene?
And what is he entering? That's a civilian Israeli building. That's a school, in
Your
fact,
Honor,
isn't it?
this is a game.
He's the head of the Senate Intelligence Committee, not some civilian fuck monkey.
"34 civilian casualties. 6 kids.
111 to Deputy Chief 7. All clear civilians. Copy that. Bail out, wait for second in company.
This is perfect. Some civilian just yacked in the rink. Can you take over for a minute?
I know.
That's kind of where I make most of my money, you know. I hate to shut it down.
I am presently in control of 8 of Central City's finest, 3 underpaid assistants, and 1 very brave civilian girl.
You've got demands. I want to hear them.
But first, let the civilians go.
Justice. Justice.
Justice.
Justice.
Justice.
That American justice. Justice. Justice.
They call themselves that for a reason.
It's amazing,
like
isn't it?
Social justice. Justice. Yeah.
Do you want to defend the innocent and secure justice for all?
Yeah, I rolled the dice. I had to. Well, she's mad as hell, Jack. Paul Krendler's over here from Justice.
Bringing these cowardly Wolverine terrorists to justice.
But wait. It is to Madame Justice that I dedicate this concerto in honor of the holiday she seems to have taken from these parts.
And maybe some justice was served. Probably not. The world keeps turning.
Eventually he was brought to justice by...
It's up to you to see that justice is done.
This is about justice. For 82 children.
To the Honorable Justice Addington Thomas, Massachusetts Bay Colony.
Well, I wish I could, but the folks at the Justice Department aren't very sympathetic.
Consecutive.
Consecutive. Consecutive.
Consecutive.
Consecutive.
About his post-mayoral career. It's no secret that Rain lost 3 consecutive Senate elections.
So here we go. This is it. Will Jimmy Washington win his 7th consecutive gold medal?
We've had 14 consecutive quarters of GDP growth above 3%.
You've won 6 consecutive gold medals. This Jeffrey Dahmer could get in the way of number 7.
And he does it! Jeffrey Dahmer wins his 2nd consecutive event.
And I want to make you a promise today that if you send me back to Washington, D.C. for a 5th consecutive term...
All I'm saying is when 2 cars break down on consecutive days that bring 2 people together that fall in love...
That was before. Now Mike the Marine's facing consecutive lifetimes in a federal bed and breakfast.
Father serving consecutive life sentences without parole. I thought you were done with your father's organization, Helena, because he's serving consecutive life sentences in Iron Heights prison.
Seems to be what the MO indicates.
He's doing consecutive life sentences in Iron Heights.
Not anymore.
Commitment. Commitment. Commitment.
Commitment.
Commitment.
You can't afford this, and I have made a commitment. Commitment. Commitment.
I don't care when you decide to start a family. You make a commitment to the commitment to the commitment to them.
Look, I think you're great. I'm just, the thing is I'm not looking for a commitment right now.
The dick guy move. It's where you sleep with someone a bunch of times and then say you're not ready for a commitment. Next thing you know, I have to find a new coffee shop, and I'm really loving this new coffee. The dick guy move is where you sleep with a girl a bunch of times and then say you're not ready for a commitment.
A woman announces that she's going to leave the office to be with a child on its sickbed, and she is damned as disorganized, irresponsible, and showing insufficient commitment.
I've been carrying around that for 3 months. I have problems with commitment.
Yeah, I know.
I did this with a heavy heart and a deep commitment to fight these scurrilous charges.
And to meet Selena. And I want to meet the Pope so I can punch him in the face, but you don't see me flying off to Rome because I have a commitment to you and to the shop.
Wow. It's a big commitment. Changing teams.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you think they're ready for that kind of commitment, sure.
Yeah. Sweetie, you have to admit historically you're not the commitment type. And the last time you were pressured, didn't think you'd be here.
Didn't think you'd fuck a guy in the middle of my commitment pledge.
It made its way onto the finger of Osborne's better half. Well, nothing says commitment like a stolen wedding ring.
Emotion.
Emotion. Emotion.
Emotion.
Emotion.
Human emotion, human emotion, human emotion. It can contain illogical conflict.
I can't truly remember the last time that I felt that emotion. Emotion. Emotion.
Come on, jealousy is a useless emotion. Emotion. Emotion.
I agree. I'm just saying, all the girls are talking about the man from down under.
You know better than that, Charlie. Can't let emotion into these things.
Tell me it wasn't about emotion when you shot John and left us all for dead.
That wasn't about emotion. It was about a lot of gold, and I wanted it.
It's emotion. You must ask yourself, why am I doing this? Who am I?
Recalibrations make tiny changes in the way people reason. It doesn't work on emotion or personality.
Moon! It also enhances the wearer's darkest crazed emotions. Bow to your invincible Moon Emperor!
Attack into the fort, I told him.
Jesus!
You told me to keep emotion from clouding judgment.
But I would suggest that you leave emotion out of this decision. I am.
What universe does that make sense? I'll tell you what universe. The one where she's blinded by emotion and not thinking straight.
Fact. There were a few barbed remarks, but not much in the way of emotion. We are jaded sophisticates, after all.
Planet, the argument against nuclear power is an emotional one.
And you don't make decisions based on emotion.
Decisions based on emotion aren't decisions at all. They're instincts.
Revolutionary. Revolutionary.
Revolutionary. Revolutionary.
Revolutionary.
With some development, your tech could be revolutionary. 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 Alistair Craig.
Emil Strago, fundamentalist, revolutionary, revolutionary, revolutionary.
This artist is different. His ideas are unusual, revolutionary, revolutionary, revolutionary.
Done. That's the day I'll have myself in. Scout's fucking on
Stop
her.
hiding behind your
Oh,
fucking
don't turn it on
revolutionary
me.
rant. You know what I see?
Show me this revolutionary piece of shit.
The apple, too.
I'm still in character. Leonardo da Vinci.
Revolutionary painter, artist, and visionary of the Republic of Florence.
I'll get them into the mess hall.
You're a natural-born revolutionary.
My mom was the revolutionary. I'm just trying to do what's right.
A significant development in our case and a revolutionary breakthrough in our field. And you could not be more bored.
A member of the royal family came here? That sounds kind of revolutionary to me.
The treatment was a success. Hamilton realized he was on the cusp of a revolutionary life extension breakthrough.
Oh my gosh, this is real.
The subway. I've been reading his posts on income inequality. He's a little pedantic, but he's an armchair revolutionary. He's not a man of action.
It seems rather unlikely, a revolutionary chauffeur.
Maybe. But I'm a socialist, not a revolutionary.
Well, Arthur also wrote From Darkness to Democracy, which is one of the best histories on the Revolutionary War.
Tactics. Tactics.
Tactics.
Tactics. Tactics.
Disarmed me with your evasive tactics. Tactics.
See what you did there?
No,
Oh, you're just dragging me through the dirt.
Changing tactics, using my name, mentioning your wife. I used to fall for all your tricks.
And you do not understand their strategies, nor their tactics.
That phone call was textbook scare tactics. That's what they want.
That's what Slade's planning on. He knows Waller's tactics.
When my friend said your tactics made you a criminal, I defended you because I thought you were supposed to be a hero.
intimidated by you staking out my route home, resorting to KGB-style tactics of intimidation.
I wouldn't know.
General engagement has proven ineffective. Guerrilla tactics slightly more successful, but at too great a cost.
Ground forces is atypical of Ishveni tactics.
He's looking for you, Tom.
All the way around?
These sort of tactics don't solve the immediate problem.
You want to shift tactics?
Prevent. 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 Prevent.
That you kept kicking that bully before I recruited you. The purpose of this war is to prevent all future wars. Prevent all future wars. Prevent all future wars.
Ship that's already killed half your number. A fucking warship that would prevent any approach to that beach via the sea.
And now you face people who want to kill you. To prevent that, you must kill them first.
Do you people know what quarantine means? Quarantine, enforced isolation to prevent contamination that could lead to disease or, in some cases, death.
And it details your story as well as, in retrospect, what you could have possibly done to prevent this tragedy.
Gunshot victim, internal bleeding. We drained him, sewed up the pulmonary lining. But to prevent the sac from reopening, we have to keep him immobile.
I intend to see it through to its conclusion.
What mystery? The Jew stole a key. He swallowed it to prevent his pursuers from getting it the end.
Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent Forrest.
Who made sure to test her DNA against itself and then got rid of the toothbrush to prevent future tests.
What does he do? He bluffs. He makes signals on the thief and kills him to prevent counter-argument, putting a tidy end to his mutiny in the process and hopes he can recover it before anyone's the wiser. Honestly.
You can go back and save your mother. You can prevent your father from going to prison. You can reunite the Allen family.
WMD technology must act quickly to prevent extinction level event.
Exterior.
Exterior. Exterior.
Exterior.
Exterior.
The locus of my identity is totally exterior to me. Exterior to me. Exterior to me.
Right. Well, I'm adding maximum weight to the exterior layer to counteract the heating problem.
In 2013, we completed exterior repairs, and inside we replaced the elevators, refurbished the auditorium, the library and lounge area, and upgraded our HVAC system.
There's fake rain. Your street night exterior New York was a day interior Burbank.
The exterior light should be working. Daniel, can you check?
You're stunned, I know. It's hard to believe, isn't it, that beneath this wrinkled, well-fed exterior there lies a dangerous killing machine with a fetish for Fawkesian.
But I mean, there's still too many pieces missing. Now, the entire exterior.
Gated communities, and no cops driving by. Nondescript exterior, decent square footage, access to power lines.
You never mind them good looks, that brassy exterior.
Done. And I routed the real feeds here, guest rooms there, service area there, and I'll send the exterior to the tablet.
Worst trauma.
Except there's no sign of that on the exterior of the skull.
Then it was probably caused by a ruptured aneurysm.
Budget.
Budget.
Budget. Budget. Budget.
That the Booster Club alone accounts for 1/3 of our charitable donations? This is a budget question.
And I just need a little bit of that budget. I've got 60 kids with dented instruments.
How's our money holding out?
Well, it's not, but you know what? Don't worry about that. You find our boys and I will figure out a way to make the budget work. Budget work. Budget work.
They're drinking champagne, they get a ring. But if we win, on our budget with this team.
It's a low-budget film.
Yeah, right. And to this day, one of those guys still has an autographed picture of Briggs hanging in his cell.
Think he's gonna double our budget? All right. It's a modest layer built on a budget.
Hey, at least you didn't skimp out on the audio-visual budget.
No, that's right.
Accountant into letting him look over the books.
Why would the star care about the budget of the show?
I don't know.
Over budget and behind schedule. Exactly as expected.
Well, according to the orderly here, due to budget cuts, the cameras were the first to go.
Might make our defense budget obsolete.
Well, yes, and if the Tooth Fairy should visit our pillows tonight, that would solve our budget issues, too.
Oh, what happened? I've looked over the budget for fiscal 13, and we've allocated $1.6 million for salaries. We need to cut that in half.
Can we talk about the budget?
How much?
$200,000.
Adjustment.
Adjustment. Adjustment. Adjustment.
Adjustment.
A leader, and I'm concerned about how you're handling the adjustment. How you're handling the adjustment. How you're handling the adjustment.
I'll see you in jail. It's gonna be a big adjustment for two of you. Adjustment for two of you. Adjustment for two of you.
These economy boxes are not very large. We may have to make a leg adjustment to get a proper fit. A leg adjustment to get a proper fit. A leg adjustment to get a proper fit.
Leg adjustment?
Well.
Operations, do you copy? We need a scenario adjustment.
I got a job. The kids have school.
We're all going to get back to our normal routines once this little adjustment period is
Someone
over.
coming over today.
Who?
Besides, this is good.
I think your definition of a good requires an adjustment.
No, he came to me.
You're not the only one who understands vibrations, Hartley. Those cochlear devices you're wearing, I made a few adjustments.
Oh, please don't.
Very big adjustment for you.
I'm a man who has a green thumb for tumors. I'm familiar with adjustments.
Oh, that's so sad. It's not sad. It's just an adjustment.
A surgery like this is a big adjustment for any parent, let alone if you're hearing about it for the first time.
Time to go.
You know, after we got home, those first few weeks were an adjustment. Not having to look over my shoulder anymore.
I told you, Father, it's an adjustment.
I want my memories of him. But maybe with a slight adjustment.
Rivalry.
Rivalry. rivalry, rivalry,
rivalry.
Wondered if her rivalry with Edie would remain friendly. Competition. It means different things to different people. But whether it's a friendly rivalry, or a fight to the death.
Who clan started with nunchucks, escalated to Glocks. It's a very old rivalry, still bitterly cantankerous.
My name is Niki Lauda, and racing people know me for two things. The first is my rivalry with him.
There's also another matter. A dangerous rivalry has sprung between Your Majesty's Musketeers and my personal guards.
You're saying you believe the guy? The rivalry with Little Sid's crew. The argument. Both point to Kate.
You know, Johnny, I'm so close to getting Martone. I just can't afford to have Ari get got out on the street by some bangers over a petty rivalry, you know?
I'm pretty sure you pinched her. I need to know this stuff. Anything out of the ordinary.
It was sibling rivalry. I thought it was kind of ordinary.
FBI Special Agent Booth, this here's Dr. Sweets. Yeah, we're here to ask you about your rivalry with Scott Braley.
Rivalry?
They're stepchildren.
Cinderella?
Exactly.
Sibling rivalry is a common and necessary sociological imperative.
Did we have a professional rivalry with Game Day? Absolutely. But would we ever consider in a million years torching the place? Absolutely not.
Serious. A few of us on budget have quite a rivalry going with the guys on finance.
Candle, 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 candle.
The Navy. No. Right. All right. Happy birthday. Blow out your candle, and make a wish.
In fact, there was a candle in the window.
And I get why the guy's lighting the candle, but why are the other two playing the bagpipe?
Hey. For you. Yes, the candle fell.
Of a dead man and turn it into a candle with the fat from his body.
What about last night when we were in the living room? How about the door, the light, the candle?
Old wiring, drafty house.
Or maybe it was something more. Think about it. If you hadn't gone looking for the draft that blew out the candle, you would never have found the passageway.
Clues led her to this chapel, but why?
The prayer candles.
With a candle. With meditation.
Welcome. You can light a candle if you like. Come. Feel free to light a candle.
A single candle can really keep us alive.
You'd be surprised how much heat one candle can give off.
To discuss him, except once a year on his birthday, we buy him a cake and candles and a gift we think he would have enjoyed, and we talk about what he would have been like, the things we would have taught him. And then we blow out his candles and we don't speak of him again until his next birthday.
Guns. Idaho, if on a job someone ended up dead, he'd go to church, light a candle. Said it'd balance the karma.
Provoke, provoke, provoke,
Provoke.
provoke.
¿Quién ha llamado?
I wanted to provoke on them in a sense of guilt.
Tranquilo.
He could get sloppy. So, sit around, wait for him to start another fire? Provoke him? Whatever, this is...
You trying to provoke me? Provoke me? Provoke me?
Come and get me, Tinkerbell.
For what? Provoking you? Forgive me, what doesn't provoke you? Remarks? Words?
Nazis.
The hell went nowhere. You need to try different material. It may provoke a different result.
That'll be fine, Medici. I shouldn't provoke my own godson, but...
No, you have to provoke it.
Please?
Oh, mira lo que es base.
It's on board.
Now we do anything to provoke them now, they'll mow everybody down. There will be a time, but it's not now.
Weak. The innocent.
Has anyone ever told you you're as boring as you are ugly?
You will not provoke me to anger.
Unity and means.
Not to provoke a diplomatic incident by boarding a Chinese freighter headed for international waters.
After all, it was her monster that attacked Marion.
Well, to be fair, we did provoke the beast.
But this isn't my magic. Someone else did this. He needs us to provoke Arthur so that he can make a case.
It's showtime.
Russian diplomats go through FSB counter-intel training.
They're trying to provoke some sort of reaction out of us.
Obstacle.
Obstacle. Obstacle. Obstacle. Obstacle.
What you would see a bunch of our students witnessing complete resolve in the face of an unbearable obstacle. Obstacle. Obstacle.
Hey, Walter, how they treating you? They're taking it pretty easy on us. I think they feel sorry for us old guys.
I don't much fancy an obstacle course. An obstacle course. An obstacle course.
It's not so bad.
Since the Sarkissian case got handed to Briggs, what's been his biggest obstacle? The obstacle? I don't know.
Indeed. The most powerful obstacle to our ambitions.
Her husband's clearly not an obstacle.
Minor obstacle. But we're getting close.
But over the past few days, it's become clear to me that the prize we both wanted is becoming less a prize to him and more an obstacle.
You taught us to be strong, that we could overcome any obstacle that we faced.
The crippled Ryson won't be an obstacle much longer once we have consolidated our position and you've been made lord of the city.
Okay, this is what they call the third act. I gotta come up with some goofy obstacle.
Yeah?
That won't be an obstacle. Trust me.
If mending a cloak is our biggest obstacle, we're in fine shape.
Look, it's messy, I know, but between us...
It's a huge obstacle.
Next obstacle.
Item. Item.
Item.
Item. Item.
Ago, they were an item. They were an item. They were an item.
The whole in his mind.
Equipment. But I noticed from this manifest that Lord Caldlow has purchased the bulk of the items.
Mr. Cutter, if you need to know where to deliver these items, surely...
No, it's just there is one particular item. This item, in fact, that I would like to...
You would like to...
buy.
The thief lists a more innocuous item, more innocuous item, more innocuous item. This can, for example, and then positions it in front of the item that he really wishes to sell.
They have to be black. It's more of a Halloween item. You might want to try a party store.
Don't do that, please. It's a collector's item. It's an antique. It's rare.
I saw this in Ali. It's a ritual to determine your value to the tribe. You must choose an item. Has to identify your place in the room.
Place next to some of the pieces, as you would find in any such establishment. Place next to an item to indicate that that particular item has been sold. But in this gallery...
Jowling. The problem is, Max's share ain't the only item the men took issue with.
Marks only an hour old. Well, looks like he did the deed before taking the dive.
Last item on your bucket list?
Yeah, it'd be item number one on any true patriot's to-do list.
And you are a true patriot.
You're damn right about that.
That's why you put that bomb in the plaza, to defend the country.
Well, we used to be an item back in the day, and I'm starting to realize how much I've missed him.
Impose.
Impose.
Impose. Impose.
Impose.
Will I have an empty guest room? I don't know. I gotta impose. I gotta impose. I gotta impose.
Oh, hell. I'm desperate. I'm imposing.
Good. Come over tonight.
And then what?
We'd build a coalition To impose their own sanctions. To impose their own sanctions. To impose their own sanctions.
And then what?
Oh, well, we thought about asking if we could stay with you, but then we don't want to impose, so we got a room at the Marriott.
The worst war in all history is over. Now is the time to win this fragile peace. Or impose it, if we have to.
Well, I don't want to impose, so, like, maybe we could just go for a drive.
You're not imposing.
It's just a bathing suit.
I would impose on my friends at the NYPD to get you special treatment in prison.
If there is any violation, penalties will be imposed.
Austerity measures would be imposed. We'd lose our ability to deploy our military around the world.
We've been trying to divide the city into sectors, impose a level of control.
Working to find the cure and fighting your own infection in the self-imposed quarantine on the Virni.
My therapist says that my need to clean is an attempt to impose order on my chaotic inner life.
I couldn't impose. Don't be silly.
Striking.
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 After all I've done to you, striking you, striking you, striking you, shocking you. Why?
Wait a minute, you already sent a mission over there before I even had a chance to talk to you.
I moved my team within striking distance. Within striking distance. Within striking distance. I do my job, you do yours. Final decision's mine, period.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, well, then you need to get good at striking. Striking. Fast.
Yes. Wine on a white tablecloth. She was trying to clean it up with dish soap. When I pointed out her mistake, she started screaming, "Shut up! Shut up!" and striking me repeatedly with a saute pan.
It was like striking oil in a world that hadn't invented internal combustion.
History. Truth is that your innermost fear is in fact your most striking attribute.
I can't wait, sir. I'm actually a little envious of you, going to an exotic location, striking out on your own, working 9 to 5.
Well, he operates on the premise that a predator has most success striking where its prey feels most at home.
After striking out all day, we finally tried JDFs on Madison.
And boy, did we score!
What are you doing?
I'm striking a seductive pose for your mother.
Gross. But I like this suit. Is that new?
Oh, yeah.
Striking resemblance.